With over 15 years of industry experience, Emily has dedicated her career to mentoring Latinas and women in the corporate world. A true community builder, Emily is the founder and executive director of Latinas in Beauty. Latinas in Beauty is committed to cultivating equity for Latinas in the beauty industry while fostering a supportive and inclusive environment where Latinas can thrive and reach their professional and entrepreneurial goals. And we're going to have the talk today, so take it away.
Thank you so much. It is an honor to be here today and moderate this powerful conversation. I would love to introduce you to Cristal from Cristal Cosmetics and Catalina from Bijou. Bijou, would you love to take an opportunity to introduce your brand?
Yes, so hi, I'm Carolina, I'm the founder of Bijou, and we're rooted in Untapped Latin American Botanicals, and it's for sensitive skin and hyperpigmentation purposes.
Hi, I'm Cristal. I am the owner and creator of Cristal Cosmetics. We do cosmetics, skincare, and hair care. We started because I couldn't find anything that would help my acne, including Accutane. So I took Accutane and not even that worked. So I had to take matters into my own hands and create something that would work for everyone. We try to specialize for sensitive skin and all skin across the board, just because I feel like everyone should be included and everyone should feel beautiful in their own skin.
Catalina, how does your Latina heritage directly influence your brand's core identity, especially given your focus on science and skin sensitivity?
I feel like for the first time ever, it's where credibility and culture sits together with me, and I could put my science background in, because usually as Latinas, it's only cultural based and not science-backed. So this is the first time where I could actually make that difference. At Bijou, we're rooted in Untapped Latin American Botanicals, and we use the first, the chotadura, which is an ingredient, and it's the first Latin American natural retinol, where we bridge the gap between sensitive skin and hyperpigmentation without the burns, itch, and irritations. And this is how we do it. Usually, we're known for amazing ingredients, but for the most part, most people don't really see us as, oh my gosh, we're gonna provide a science back. But with my background, I'm a chemical material science engineer, I'm able to provide that credibility, but also to let people know that we're more than just culture, folklore, brightness, and colors. Not only that, but we also intertwine our culture within our packaging. Yes, we are fine as Hispanics and Latinas, but we also provide brightness. So something that I wanted to provide within our packaging was the fact that I'm from Colombia, but also representing Latin American colors, which means when you open this package, it opens up like a little uplifting flower. And really, in Colombia, in Medellin, they have something called the La Ciudad de las Flores, and it's basically where they do this huge festival every year, and it's embedded in flowers. So this is like an uplifting flower, and it has our uplifting colors, which is sunrise and sunset inspires. And that's where we actually intertwine also our culture, not just based in ingredients, but also the colors, the symbolism that we provide, and also just making sure that we're here for the melanin rich, because Latinos, we have different skin types. Some of us were dark, some of us were lighter skin, and we wanted to make sure that we included everyone.
I love that. Thank you for sharing our beautiful culture for your brand. Cristal, I would love for you to share how your passion and your authenticity and your Latina heritage shapes your brand.
Well, I feel like my passion comes from my mom, of course. I feel like as Latinas, we have very strong morals instilled in us. My mom became a widow when I was 8 years old, so I had learned how to work hard since I was very, very young. So I feel like all that passion comes from her, right? And then what else? My passion, my what?
No, how does your heritage
My
fuel
heritage.
your brand?
So my heritage, of course, being a Latina, we are always taught to work hard. We are always taught to, it always comes work hard first, look good second, especially in my family. And I always felt like we can do both. We can work hard and look good. And I feel like there was an underrepresentation, especially for people like me that had really bad cystic acne and nothing ever worked. I wanted to bring something that looked like me into the market that was very underrepresented. So it was really, really important for me to create products that not only work for all skin types across the board, but that our marketing was also very specific to Latinas. But we are not just one color, we are all shapes and sizes and all colors. So it's really important to not only cater to the Latina market, but for everyone to feel loved, represented in our culture, and especially with CC Skin and our products.
I love that because I think it's important for us to share and build from our culture, but also showcase that the products are made for all. So I think that's beautiful that you take that into account. So now let's talk about connecting with your consumers directly through innovation and authenticity. Carolina, many consumers are seeking transparency. How do you communicate the sourcing and the benefits of your Latin American ingredients to your consumers?
Well, I think that's super important. I feel like we take a radical clarity, and I think as an engineer, a chemical engineer, I was very intentional in providing the sourcing of our ingredients from seed to shelf. I made sure that they are maximum efficacious, but they're also, we know where we're actually sourcing them. So for example, we have Camu Camu. It's really high and rich in vitamin C. It's higher than any other orange, 30 to 60 times more. And basically what this means is we actually source it from Peru. And I actually love to help the farmers, the harvest, and know where they're coming from. They're also providing help and support to those workers that are in South America. Yes, we're helping the economy here in the US, but we're also helping them as well. And they're coming from like the lowlands, and like we're in the Amazon area, usually that's where they tend to grow, but that's where they usually come. It's very important for me because, for example, Camu Camu, we use it in our formulations, and what it actually does is it helps brighten your skin, and it's specifically so important because it doesn't actually damage your microbiome, and specifically for sensitive skin and hyperpigmentation. So I think this is really important to share not just the culture, but also to support one another. Whether it's Peru, Colombia, Brazil, and any other South American country, we're here for you, and we're here to share that culture and the ingredients that we have, because we're so vastly in biodiversity of flora and fauna in the industry that I feel like so many people don't know about like our ingredients and how they could be so impactful in our culture and heritage.
It's amazing. And I know communicating and engaging with your consumers is obviously pivotal. Cristal, I would love to see, where is your brand engaging with consumers? Which platform have you found to be the most efficient?
We are completely D2C since 2018 that we started, and we have been thriving D2C since 2018, so it's 7 years. In this economy that there's new brands popping up every single day, I feel like we have really differentiated ourselves in the social media world. We did start, everything has been thanks to social media, and I always say we have thrived, we have done this, we have done that, because I'm including my customers, I'm including my consumers in that sentence, because it's thanks to them that we have created where we have gotten to where we are. We started with the cheapest packaging we could get, and now we have evolved to glass packaging, beautiful, gorgeous glass packaging, and it's all thanks to my consumers. And it's because of being raw and authentic. I feel that that is the most important thing whenever you have a brand. You have to be as authentic as possible. Show the good, show the bad, show the ugly, show the best parts, like us right now that we're here up here. This is really unimaginable for us. Being a D2C brand, a social media brand, an influencer brand, you could say, and we are here talking about our products, that's really unknown for us. So being authentic, showing that we didn't know how to ship at the beginning, showing our samples how some ingredients just don't work for us, how other ingredients do work for us, being honest and open with your consumers and with your customers is going to be what's going to elevate your brand to the next level, because at the end of the day, they're the ones that are purchasing the products, and at least our brand, we work for them. If something isn't going to work for them, then we're not going to put it out into the market. So being authentic and honest that maybe, guys, I'm so sorry, it's going to take us another 6 months to come out with this product. I know I had promised it to you guys 6 months ago, but this ingredient just didn't work out. We need to change it up, and we're doing it for you. and sometimes hiccups happen, and being so open and honest about those hiccups is gonna bring your customers back. And what we like to say is we want to create lifelong customers, not just one-stop shop. I want Cristal Cosmetics and CC Skin and CC Hair to be here for a long, long time, and our customers to continue coming back. Right now we have a 92% customer return rate that come back and repurchase the same product over again. They finished it and they repurchase it, and it's because we make sure that they are okay with it. One of our products, our makeup remover water, actually, it's a spray form since 2019, and that's because it was suggested by one of our customers. So whenever I say we have created this, we have done this, I always include our customers in that sentence.
And I think that's important, especially as social media continues to grow. That consumer really wants that behind the scenes look to see what the brand is doing, because they want to be involved in the process. And receiving that feedback, I think it's amazing too that you as a brand founder and as an organization saw that feedback, changed the product, and now it's getting all those return purchases.
It's one of our hero products.
That's amazing. That's beautiful to see. So that's great. So as we look forward in the beauty industry, I'm curious to see and get your insights on how do you see the landscape of Latina-owned beauty brands evolving in the next 5 to 10 years? And what role does your brand play in that? Yeah.
Well, in 5 to 10 years, I hope that Latinas are booming this industry. I feel like we are so underrepresented. So if you're out here and you are thinking of creating a brand, please do it. The more of us, the more power, the more Latina power there is, the better we will all do. And we were talking about this earlier, that we really don't feel like we're competition, like we're literally right next to each other, and she's giving me feedback and I'm giving her feedback and I'm sending her people and she's sending me people. And I feel like that's the way we should all be together, working as a network between each other. And I'm so grateful that I found Latinas in Beauty, because you all have honestly been amazing. You all have opened so many doors for me, and I know that you all can open so many doors for so many other people. So being Latina is powerful. So in 5 to 10 years from now, I see us in all the stores, I see us on all the shelves, I see us on billboards all over the country. I see our faces, our colors represented all over the place, because that is where we should be. But it takes a village. So it really does take all of us working together and giving each other that little push of confidence that you need. We just met a couple of people that were like, I'm thinking of doing my own brand, but I don't know. Go for it. Go for it. What are you gonna do? Fail? Get up and try again.
Carolina, I'd love to get your perspective on it as well.
So our population is growing, especially here in the U.S., right? We're Latinos now, we're mixing Latinos with other heritage, so we're only gonna be continuing to grow as we scale, and there's more than 80 million, specifically for like sensitivity. Like I know that you're also in the sensitivity market, like we're growing, and more than $70 per year they continue to purchase, and it continues to grow year over year by a 3% CAGRE. So I think we're gonna be more than trends. It's not just gonna be ingredient focused, it's gonna be sustainable focused, but we're also gonna be using a lot of like the raw ingredients and materials that are coming from South America. For example, we're seeing it with the packaging. Sugarcane comes a lot from Colombia. They're doing sugarcane tubes right now and bringing that technology over in manufacturing. So I think it's really important that we're using all the different resources, not just in the US, but we're getting it from South America and bringing it over and continue to grow. Also, it's not just trends, right? Like the ingredient trends. I think for us, as Latinos, we're gonna be able to prove ourselves that we're not just about trends, but we're also science-backed as we continue to elevate ourselves and grow and be professional and have a better understanding in technology, whether becoming a chemist, a chemical engineer, and just growing within the industry. I think that we're gonna have more data-driven results and be able to prove ourselves, because I think something that I actually, or most of us have struggled is like credibility, the credibility purpose within the Latino community. We're known for like coffee, but like, oh, do you have backup in beauty and so on. So I think this is like a great way to open doors for so many of us, and then also to uplift one another.
That's That's amazing. And I know, Cristal, you mentioned the Latinas in beauty community. So we, as we mentioned earlier, are cultivating equity for Latinas in the beauty industry. If you know the data, you know that Latinas over-index in the beauty industry. We spent over $12 billion in the beauty industry in 2024 alone. Yet we lack representation, with only less than 1% of C-suite executives being Latina. We lack representation at the store shelves. But I think one of the components, as you mentioned as well, Cristal, is that there's plenty of individuals that are in this room today that want to be an entrepreneur and start a brand that resonates with them. What advice would you give to somebody that's just about to start, both, what were successes and challenges ahead?
So, like Carolina was mentioning, I feel like it's so important that if you're gonna make something good. Because at the end of the day, people are gonna remember if they ever bought something that was, excuse my language, but crap. They're gonna remember that your brand sold them something that was bad. So if you're gonna start something, do it right, do it good. I feel like that's the Latina in us, right? If we're gonna do something, we're gonna do it the right way. So if you do plan on starting a brand, always remember that the first impression is everything. So if you're gonna start something, make sure you do your research, make sure it works, make sure that it is perfect, it is to your level of what you would want to wear yourself, what you would want to purchase, what you would want it to be for your skin. Make sure you're selling something that's good enough. Don't sell to sell, don't sell just to make money. Sell because you want to, because it's your passion, because you're getting something good out of it. If you're just selling to sell, you're gonna be just another brand on the market. You're gonna have a one-time customer, but what you really wanna make is a lifetime customer. And though you do that by creating research, by creating products that work, by creating products that feel good, not just on your skin, but the packaging, the feeling of it, the unboxing, giving an experience to the customer. So always look at the details of your products.
Romina?
For me, the advice would be pursue something that you love. I feel like, honestly, if I didn't love what I'm doing right now, I wouldn't be doing it, because it's very challenging. It's a lot of hard work behind the scenes that sometimes we don't see. And I know that as Latinos, we put a lot of hard work, but sometimes we're very stubborn, and I think it's okay to ask for help. So we're actually taught not to ask for help, not to fundraise, and I feel like it's something that I actually have struggled with. And I think it's important, like, it's not, hey, fundraising is okay. It's okay to like ask for help. It's okay to tell people, hey, I don't know what I'm doing, and try to figure it out. Or even if it's something that you're not good at, hire the right people, contact, network, and then expand your net worth. I think it's also important to just, remember the why. I think the why is very important, especially if you're gonna showcase like your heritage. You started it because maybe, like, for example, I had my grandma. My grandma used to go and grab like linaza flax seeds, flax seeds, and then she would put like a little concoction of coffee with flax seeds and like the leftover of water and rice, and she would put it on her skin. So it's like the culture and the heritage that we're just passing on from generation to generation, and just thinking about the future of how we're becoming and the impact that we're creating, and just being yourself. Like, don't be embarrassed. Something that I have is like believing with you. Why? Because a lot of us, we don't believe in ourselves at all. We actually believe in everyone else but ourselves. So I think it's okay to be real, to be yourself, and to accept who you are, your heritage, your mistakes, and say, you know what, I made a mistake, I'm gonna fix it, or I have to pivot, or right now it's not the right timing, but later on it will be.
And if you fall, get back up, girl.
I love that. So I just want to preface to say, if anybody has any questions to both Cristal and Carolina, please raise your hand. I would love the opportunity for you guys to have the chance to ask them any questions that they have. Oh, yes, ma'am.
I actually turned to my Latina girlfriend here to make sure I was asking a correct question. And the question is, Carolina, does the name of your brand translate to anything? And what does it mean to you?
Yes, so it's called Bijou, and it's to be yourself. to believe in yourself. Like our slogan is believe you, but to be you. Because a lot of us, when we first meet somebody, you're like so embarrassed. You're actually not real, not yourself. So I think it's very important to start with like, let's forget about being fake and let's be real. Let's be honest, because that's who we really are. We want to be authentic. We want to be ourselves, and that's how people are gonna be remembering you, and they're gonna take your credibility over that. Another reason why it's called Bijou is because I wanted people from Latin America to be able to say Bijou, people from the US to be able to say it, so you can see that it has a little leaf, and then people from Europe. So if you actually, like we did surveys about this, and it took about like 2 months to do it, and we did it in the Czech Republic, we did it in Colombia, Peru, we also did it here in the different states like Arizona and so on. And what did it feel for you to say Bijou? It was between Bijou, Cuckoo. There was other different like actual names that I wanted to come up with a name for the brand, and this one was the one that resonated the most, especially with the culture, and that they knew that it was integrating like Latino American ingredients, and some people were not even like Latinos, you know what I mean? So I think it was very important for everyone to be able to say it, and for me not to have to correct it.
We have one more.
Hello. There you go. Hi, I would love to know from the three of you really, how do you balance advocating for your heritage but also staying professional in the industry?
I love that question because in addition to Latinas in Beauty, I am in the corporate space, a corporate professional, and I've navigated that as a first generation professional here in the US. And it has been a journey, but it's one that I proudly walk in with, and it's something that I had to exercise and stretch myself to do, to proudly walk into a room boldly, oftentimes considered loudly, but I am taking up space because I walk in knowing that I earned and I deserve to be in that room, and my voice matters.
For me, I honestly feel like my raw and authentic self cannot be hidden. So you're gonna like me, you're not gonna like me. But mostly people do like me because at the end of the day, they are the exact same way. They are also loud, they also wanna talk, they also wanna have these conversations with you. Sometimes you do have to be like a little bit professional, you feel the room a little bit, you know? But at the end of the day, your true self is always gonna come out, and it's always super important. It's always easier to tell the truth than to tell a lie. So I feel like when I walk into a room, I am unapologetically myself, eating molo.
And then for me, well, I feel like all of us, we have a culture, we come from values, right? So like we all resonate with, hey, maybe you are from the US, but your heritage is German, and my heritage is Colombian, and her heritage is Mexican. So yes, we're Latinas, but we have differentiations there. So it's understanding that, yes, I think it's important to be respectful, but at the same time, like have an understanding and be open-minded about it, to be able to understand, to try the food, to try the ingredients, to love our products, and just be yourself, because I feel like at the end of the day, you are as human as I am, and you know, we're in this world together, so that's what really unites us all.
And your question was about the professionalism, right? We are professionals. We are professionals. Whether we're Latinas or whatever heritage that we are professionals at the end of the day. So this is just the way that we carry ourselves. It's okay.
Questions? Your brands are built heavily through social media, so I'm curious how you juggle that and how you come up with content to talk about your brand and such.
I feel like content is every day. It's happening right now as we speak, and even on our booth, and it's like a nonstop. That's really how the best way and easiest way to get connected with our customers and to be ourselves and provide the rawness, the behind the scenes when, hey, my packaging didn't make it in time. I had a photo shoot that I had planned 2 months ago and it didn't make it, and you know what? I flew to another country to do this photo shoot on purpose. This actually happened to me before I even launched the brand, and I had to, honestly, I freaked out, and it was just like, what am I gonna do? I had to be honest and I had to be upfront about it. So it's actually sharing that connection with our customers and telling them the behind the scenes. Hey, it seems easy from the outside, but inside it's a lot of work, a lot of like being on the computer all the time, talking to people, just trying to be in retailers if you want to open up in retailers, like trying to understand the customer, calling them to see if they like the product, also understanding their needs, like what do they like, what didn't they like. I think it's important to have an understanding and create that community with them, because honestly, above all, as like not just Latinos, but in Latinas specifically, like all of us and even people in general, they're searching for community, they're searching to be understood, and they're searching to be heard.
For my brand, I feel like it is a lot of hard work and a lot of sacrifice. I sacrifice a lot of hours of sleep. Today I woke up at 5:30 in the morning so I could be live at 6 in the morning, so I could get ready and be here and be present. We went live until about 7:30, 8 in the morning. And I have my team live right now at the warehouse packaging orders. So it does take a village and it does take a lot of sacrifice of your time. But I feel like sacrificing, it's not really a sacrifice because you are getting that connection, that real one-on-one connection with your consumer, which in this day and age is crucial. And especially with the TikTok shop evolving the way it's evolving and as fast as it's growing, it is the future of retail. I can guarantee you that. I see so many brands who are closing their brick and mortars and literally switching to the TikTok shop. Is it going to take a lot of time? Yes. Is it going to take all your day? Yes. You're going to have to work at night, well, instead of working throughout the day? Yes. You're going to have to be working more hours. But isn't that what we signed up for? We signed up for that when we became entrepreneurs. We quit a 9-to-5 so we could be working from 7 to 7 in the morning, 24 hours a day. I feel like my brain is always going. So it might feel like a sacrifice, but it will be worth it. Social media is so big. When you open a brick and mortar store, you are literally just opening the door to one city, one town. When you open your social media, you are opening doors to the entire world. So it's super, super important to be active on your social media. It takes a village. My village is right here, second row. I have a team of 20 for just my social media. We do so much content. We pull out videos 3-4 times a day, plus the live videos, because social media is how you're gonna get a new customer's eyes on you. And every single day, every single video that you are on, you'll get at least 200, 300 new people seeing your brand. And if you have to do that multiple times a day, I'm gonna put in that work for my brand.
And you're going live on
TikTok.
I think we have time for one more.
I don't want to hog it if somebody else has one. Okay. It's for both of you. How old are your brands? And I know your reasons for starting it. How old are your brands? I know your reasons for starting it, but what was the moment that said, okay, I'm doing this now?
For me, my brand, well, formulating wise, it's 5.5 years old, but launching, I actually launched last year at Cosmoprof 2024 in Las Vegas. So that was our launch. So we're about to be a year old. In terms of the why, the reason why I started, it actually starts from a personal struggle. I was separated from my mom from Colombia. I was born in Colombia due to political conflicts. Unfortunately, we were separated. And she had to stay behind for 5 years while we immigrated here to the US. And during this time, I remember watching my mom like getting ready and being in awe and just wanting to be so much like her. So much so that really the only way that we stay connected, because as a teenager and like you going to college and being separated from your mom, that's all you want to do, right? Just be just like your parents. So we would actually connect with each other through FaceTime calls. And during these conversations, she has like this 3-hour routine. To this day, I don't have it. It's definitely her. And she calls it like her lotions and potions, and we would talk about like chismes, gossiping, and like everyday life, and like giving me advice. And yeah, as a teenager, I could have been giving her like, I don't know, like the little, I don't want to talk to you, but that's how we actually connected. Unfortunately, I have 3 chronic conditions. I have asthma, allergies, and really bad sensitive skin, where it would cause me to get like hospitalized, get the burns and itches, and I like to call them like my ouchies. So really that caused me to have like a lot of anxiety and depression. And as a person who was raised from Colombia, you're taught not to go to counseling. You're taught like to be strong and keep on moving forward. Don't ask for help. And it's something that I didn't know better. I randomly ended up going back to Colombia again to the Amazon on a trip to go see the pink dolphins because I didn't know I wanted to see them and that's where you would find them. Little did I know that I was gonna find our raw, like the ingredient that we use, which is called chontaruro, where the Huitito tribes, they actually like have it there, and you could also find them in Cali, but it's a fruit. And if you were to think about it, it looks like a peach and a tomato. They had a chopped together, that's what it looks. And it's sour. I personally don't like it, but it's actually our retinol. And they use it for like soothing effects and different rituals. I tried it and then I basically became like in love. I was like, oh my God, this is finally something that works for me. It's not causing me asthma, it's not causing me any other issues. I started being my own guinea pig. I definitely didn't think that I was gonna be a founder. I just stumbled upon it. I had roommates and friends who were like, oh my gosh, you're so knowledgeable about ingredients, you should do something about it. And I was like, definitely not. I don't even have the budget. I don't want to do this. And little did I know that put like a little seed, and they started watering with their word, like believing in myself. And I started Bijou.
So, that is amazing.
Thank you for sharing, first of all.
Yeah, I don't
Thank
have
you.
such an amazing story like that, but I got my MBA and I was working for a really big company. I got my MBA. They promised they would raise me a position. I wouldn't even ask for more money. I just wanted to do more with my life. I was 27. I had gotten my MBA and I was already in that job for 6 years, and I just wanted more. I didn't want to be stuck there, and they didn't want to give me more, so I decided, you know what? I can do this on my own. Quit my job, and I started Cristal Cosmetics. We were doing color at the beginning, and then my acne came back, and I had to put my hands to work, and it took us about a year to develop our first serums and everything. We are completely self-funded. I'm from a little town in South Texas. You all probably don't know where it is. It's McAllen. You know where it is? South Texas, the middle of nowhere. There really isn't a lot of opportunities over there. And my reason for starting my brand was to bring representation back to the Valley. Once you leave the Valley, it's what we call it. Once you leave the Valley for college, because all of your teachers instill in you that if you don't leave the Valley, you're never going to do anything with your life. And that really stuck in me, and I wanted to prove them wrong. I wanted to prove to them that you could be successful wherever and whenever, as long as you had the ganas and the hard work and the dedication to do it. So I started Cristal Cosmetics, and then we moved into skincare, then into hair care, and I refuse to leave the Valley. We are still based out of South Texas because I want to show everyone, especially the younger generation, that you can make your dreams come true wherever you are, as long as you have that resilience, you have that hard work and that ethic that was instilled in us since we were very little. So that is how Cristal Cosmetics came to be.
Can we applaud? Because this is an amazing story.
7 years old. January 23rd in Cosmoprof, Miami, we turned 7.
Congratulations to you both, and thank you so much for sharing not only how your culture has impacted your brand, but also the journey. And hopefully everyone can join us over in booth 2319 to learn more about the brands. And
If you want to vote for People's Choice Awards, please vote for Cristal Cosmetics. Please vote, please vote, please vote.
Crystal is a hustler.
I am.
We're trying to
I'm
get
getting
you
people's
vote.
phones.
But thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thank you so much. We truly appreciate it.
Thank you for being here. Oh my God.